So earlier I watched the new Sofia Coppola film Somewhere, and I wanted to just kind of reveal my feelings about the movie. So that's what I'm going to do. Basically, the movie stars Stephen Dorif, who plays a character named Johnny. He is a Hollywood actor, and he's famous, he is rich, he's wealthy, and um, he has a daughter, and I don't know if he was actually married, but he's separated from the mother of his daughter. And basically the movie is about him kind of living in these various hotel rooms and these various locations, um, and basically him reconnecting or attempting to kind of reconnect with his daughter and slowly and gradually coming to the realization that his life is meaningless and all of the sort of lavish material possessions that he has and all of the fame that he's acquired really means nothing to him, and he's still not happy, even with the prevalence of all of these different things, which again most people would deem to be something that would be equated with happiness, I suppose. And again, as he spends more time with his daughter throughout the movie and they sort of have these adventures kind of together, um, he starts to become closer to her, and then he starts to kind of come to that realization that he needs to do something different, basically. The movie has a lot of the same reoccurring themes that other Coppola films have, like Lost in Translation, of course she did, and The Virgin Suicides. I thought that this one, I haven't seen Marie Antoinette, so I can't comment on that, but I thought that this was probably the worst Coppola film that I've seen so far. Now, it's not that I didn't like despise this movie. I thought that Lost in Translation and The Virgin Suicides were both overrated, but I did think that Lost in Translation was a decent film. And again, this is Somewhere is very much like Lost in Translation. The thing is with this movie, and this might be something that is just sort of, I don't know, that most people, it wouldn't bother most people, but it kind of bothered me. It's that when I was watching the movie, she she uses all of these kind of different tactics, um, visual tactics particularly, where she will have very long takes on a static shots basically. So you'll have still camera that is just focused on a scene for an extended period of time, and then not a lot will be happening. And this is generally supposed to sort of convey a sense of idleness, and it's supposed to invoke in the viewer a sort of sense of um, mun mundaneness. I don't think that's a word, but a mundaneness and just a sort of isolation as you're sort of being disconnected from the characters, as they're also being shown symbolically to be disconnected from their surroundings and the people and their environment and so forth. Now, to me, the movie, it seemed to be trying too hard to look like it wasn't trying hard. And I always, these types of things, when I notice them, they kind of bother me because it just, when the viewer becomes kind of self-aware, not self-aware, but aware of the intentions of the director instead of actually getting lost in the movie. I mean, I don't know if she was actually attempting to go for that, but it didn't make me think about the character, or it didn't make me empathize with the character, and it wasn't engaging to me. Rather, I just kept thinking, oh, here's what she's trying to convey, but it's not working. At least it wasn't working for me. And she is influenced by a lot of sort of the neo realists, not the neo realists in the Italian sense, but like the Asian neo realists um, that have sort of been, I don't know, been kind of churning out movies over the last 20 years or so, particularly uh, Kim Ki-duk, I think, is one of the directors. And then there's another director as well. He directed like What Time Is It Over There and The River and stuff like that. All of them have to do kind of with these, and then Wong Kar-wai is sort of another one, but to a lesser extent. They sort of have to deal with these themes of isolation and alienation and stuff like that. And they just do it, I think, so much more effectively than what Coppola does in the movie. Again, the characters to me, they weren't really that engaging. Really, there was the Stephen Dorif character, and then his daughter, and then there were just a bunch of kind of miscellaneous people thrown in there, particularly people who the Stephen Dorff character just had random flings with. And I guess that was supposed to convey, the fact that he has all these physical connections with people, yet through all of these physical interactions, he can't actually connect with anyone on a human level or something like that. And I don't know. It didn't come off to me as anything that was interesting. It didn't come off as anything that was really profound or saying anything uniquely or innovatively substantial or anything like that. I mostly was bored with the movie, and I can't recommend it. I won't recommend it to pretty much anyone, not the fans of the art house, not the fans of the avant-garde. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna give the movie two. It's probably like 2 to 2.5, so like a 2.25 out of 5. I'm not gonna say anything else about it because I'll be wasting your time. But don't watch the movie, otherwise you might be wasting your time too. So that's probably a little bit harsh, but I'll stop before I say something mean.